Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Jacqueline and today I'm going to be doing the rapid fire book tag. So I want to apologize for my voice. It's a little I don't know if I'm kind of sick or not, but I had a sore throat yesterday and now my voice just does not sound the way it's supposed to be. But I wanted to film a video to get out to you guys for Tag Tuesday, and so that's what we're doing. So the rapid fire book tag, I'm actually going to link the original video down below in the description box if you want to check it out, and I'll have all the questions down below. I have not read these questions yet. So the point of this whole tag is just to read the question, say what first comes to mind, and that's how we do it. So we're going to go through the questions. So ebook or physical book? And I'm going to say physical book. That was actually, it's really hard because I would have just always said physical book if you had asked me just a couple months ago. But ever since I got my Kindle Paperwhite, I now am gravitating more towards ebooks. So that might change in the future. Paperback or hardback? And again, I'm going to say hardback, but I actually have started to become a bigger fan of paperback just because they're not as hard to hold open when you're reading and stuff. But I just love the look of the hardback, when it's on a shelf. Online or in-store book shopping? Definitely in-store. I love going to bookstores and just looking at all the books and touching all the books. They're just so beautiful. There's just something about going to a bookstore. I just love it. Trilogies or series? I guess I would have to say trilogies because I really don't like series, and I feel as far as I could go is actually a duology probably. I just really do not like series. So I'm gonna pick trilogies for that, but I actually just really love standalone books. Heroes or villains? Villains, I guess? I don't know. I think I like reading more about villains. I don't really read fantasy type of villains, but if you want to talk about the thriller books that I read, I love, especially when the narrator is the villain. I love that when it's you're reading about what the crazy person is thinking. A book you want everyone to read? I actually think I want everyone to read All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover because it's the first book that I've ever read that actually openly talks about infertility and just shows how the characters are actually affected. I felt like it was written about myself, and so I really love that book, and I think everyone should at least read it and give it a chance and just kind of know what some people are dealing with infertility. Recommend an underrated book? Ooh, that's a hard one. I'm gonna have to think about that. I don't even know. Close My Eyes by Sophia Mackenzie is super underrated. I don't ever hear anyone talking about it. I don't know if it's because it's a little older or not, but it was actually a really good psychological thriller read. I really enjoyed that book. The last book that you finished? I actually finished The Silent Patient just that was a week ago now. That's so crazy. Because the other book that I've been reading this week, I'm almost finished with, but I'm not quite finished. So the last book that you bought? I haven't even bought any books this year yet. So I don't even know what the last book I bought. It was probably a book of the month book, I guess. I actually don't know the question to that one. Weirdest thing you've used as a bookmark? I guess I would just have to say a piece of paper because I actually really use things for the appropriate way. And so most of the time I just always use a bookmark. I've used a pen or a paper if I just couldn't find my bookmark at the moment, but that's I don't get crazy about those kinds of things. Used books, yes or no? Definitely yes. There's nothing wrong with used books. I just like when people keep them in good condition. I don't bend my corners, and I keep all my books really clean if I do have any books. And so I use the library all the time, so those are technically used. I just don't like when the books are ruined or damaged. Top 3 favorite genres? Thriller, romance or new adult romance, and then I would have to say nonfiction, because nonfiction I read a lot of health books, self-help books, all that kind of thing. Yeah, so those I think are my top 3. Borrow or buy? Definitely borrow. I love using the library. I've already said, I love borrowing them. I really don't ever buy any books because I'm definitely one of those people, if I read them, I usually will never reread a book, especially since I read a lot of thrillers. I feel why would I ever reread a thriller? Characters or plot? Plot, definitely. I am not one of those people that likes a lot of like detail in the characters. I don't need a lot of backstory or anything, but I love a good plot, especially in a thriller. And so the plot, I feel like, is what makes me keep reading the book. Long or short books? That really depends. Like, I feel like I probably read more shorter books, as in like usually they're around 300 pages. When I see a big book, it's intimidating, but that doesn't mean I've never read any long books. Like, I've definitely read longer books and I've really liked them, but I think because I want to read a lot of books, I gravitate more towards like just a normal size book. Long or short chapters, that doesn't really bother me. Either one is fine. I guess actually I would prefer long chapters, because there's some books where like the chapters are literally like a page and a half long, and that irritates me when it like goes that whole way through the book and you're on chapter like 256 like by the end of the book. Name the first 3 books that you think of. Oh my gosh, The Silent Patient, After I Do, and All Your Perfects, because that's literally what I've been talking about right now. Books that made you laugh or cry. Okay, definitely a book that made me cry was All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. And a book that made me laugh, that doesn't happen very often. I don't really read books that make me laugh, actually. Like, honestly, I don't know how to answer that, actually. Our world or fictional worlds? Definitely our world. That's why I like reading thrillers, because I like reading anything that is involving something that could like actually happen in real life. So I feel like I get more invested like in thriller reads, because I'm sitting there thinking like, what would I do in this situation? Like, this could be a real life situation. Audiobooks, yes or no? Yes, definitely. I've been really getting into audiobooks with driving to work. I have an hour commute, and so I really, really like audiobooks because I've been able to keep up with my reading. Do you ever judge a book by its cover? All the time. Like, I'm so bad at that. I won't pick up a book if it has an ugly cover. Like, even if people tell me that the story is good, and then there's plenty of times where I pick up books that have beautiful covers and I never read them, or I pick them up and they have beautiful covers, but the story was terrible, but I still just love the cover. Book to movie or book to TV adaptations? Wow, that's a good one. I don't know. I don't even think I have a preference for that. I guess book to movie, because I feel like I will watch a movie more than I will watch a TV show, the same way as I will read a book rather than read a whole series. A movie or TV show you prefer to its book? I actually really liked The Gone Girl, the movie, better than I thought that the book was. That one was a really, really good book to movie adaptation. And so I was bored with the first half of Gone Girl, but I like loved the movie. Series or standalones? I actually already like answered this, and it's definitely standalones. Like, I don't even have to think about that one. Definitely standalones. And that was the last question. That was actually really easy. I hope that you enjoyed my answers. I will see you all in another video. Bye, everyone.